Alright, so last video we did the American League predictions, or my predictions for the American League top 5 wins, pitchers with the amount of wins. So now we're going to go to the National League. Who's going to have the most wins in 2020 in the shortened season in the National League for starting pitchers? Alright, so I'm doing a top 5 list. Work my way from the bottom to the top. And by the way, if you're a fan, you like content like this and just a great baseball content, and you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button and please hit the notification next to it. Right now I'm doing all kinds of predictions and I'm going over every position. I'm doing over offense and defense and predictions for 2020. So if that's the type of stuff that you like, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But if you want to see a whole bunch of other awesome videos, take a look in my video list and you'll see a whole bunch of great baseball stuff. All right. And with that said, let's get to the list. 5. I have a tie. Okay. And again, remember, it's a 60-game season, so we're not going to see 19, 20 wins, 21, whatever, 18. But this is what it's going to be, I think. I have a tie between Wade Miley of the Cincinnati Reds and Patrick Corbin of the Washington Nationals. 5 wins each. I actually have Patrick Corbin contending potentially for a Cy Young Award, but look at the guys who he's contending with. He's got 2 other guys on his team who could potentially win it too. But I've got them tied for 5. Which it'll still come out to 14, 15 wins and so on and so forth. But what they do aside from the wins is really going to help determine. And I think this is going to be a year for kind of power hitting and power pitching with a shortened season. It's kind of like a sprint instead of a marathon. It's just going to be high-octane stuff because that fatigue factor is not going to be there the way it would be with 162 games. So those are my 2. 4th place, Steven Strasburg, another Washington National, also with 5 wins. Again, he just signed that huge contract, and I think it'll take a little bit of time for everybody to adjust to this life this season. But I can still see guys, putting up numbers regardless, especially the superstars. And he's definitely established himself as a superstar, especially after what he did in the playoffs in 2019. So he's number 4. Well, they're essentially all tied. Number 3, Walker Buehler from the Los Angeles Dodgers has established himself as a legitimate ace now, with 6 wins. And with that pitching rotation and the additions that they made in the offseason to the lineup, I think he's going to be very well protected on both sides, and and he's also a legitimate bona fide ace now. So even though they lost Rio to Toronto, they've added some pieces as well. I see him doing some good things this year, and with number 2, I have him tied with his teammate Clayton Kershaw, also with 6 wins. That's a pretty formidable duo, and they're perennial World Series favorites as well, especially after adding Mookie Betts. And even though they would have had David Price to make that a pretty nasty trio, he's opted out of the 2020 season because of what's going on. But coming back next year, as long as he stays healthy and fit, that's going to be a pretty nasty 3 tripod there. And number 1, who else? Max Scherzer from the Washington Nationals. There's other guys in there who I could see getting 5 wins, like Luis Castillo from the Cincinnati Reds and some other players as well. Also potentially contending for Cy Young Awards. It's just with a 60-game season, the numbers are kind of skewed. But I always see Scherzer's consistent, and he's a bulldog, and he just goes out there and he boom, and he boom, and he dominates, and he dominates, and he dominates. So I see him getting 7 wins. I see him putting himself in position to win another Cy Young Award. I see him getting boatloads of strikeouts and helping, the Washington Nationals put themselves in the position to make the postseason again. So that's my list. Those are my 5 top 5, or a couple of more, top 6, or wins leaders for 2020 in the National League. The next video I'm going to go over is strikeouts, American League and the National League. And then after that, we'll go over saves, and then we'll go over ERA, a video for each. Okay, so if you like stuff like that and you haven't subscribed, do so. Hit that notification so you don't miss any of these. You're not going to want to. And so with that said, be well, look out for each other, be safe. Talk to you next time.